Yes, sir. The Big Diamond Show, and we back again at Live Label. We can clap it up for that. And I'm here again with, who I was here with the last time, man. Again, you know him from Cross Gen. You know him from Iggy's Loudmouth podcast. You know him from the Big Iggy EP. You might have heard him on Black Shakespeare. You
Yes,
might
sir.
have heard him, you know what I'm saying, anywhere and everywhere. Because my guy here getting around, Iggy,
What's up,
welcome,
man?
man.
What's
Appreciate
up?
your time,
Appreciate
brother.
the intro, bro.
Man, listen, look, I told you I was gonna do it up for you. I'm trying to get good on my intros, like
I feel that.
you know what I'm
That's
saying.
a key.
Man, it's a key component for sure. We was talking, I guess before the break, we was touching on the mental health aspect of podcasting. We talked about being black and enlisted,
Mm-hmm.
and the effect that can have on your psyche, the effect that can have on how you view yourself and how you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, I'm glad you asked this, but you asked if what was kind of the biggest thing that I struggled with after getting out.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, for me, it was just separating what uh, what they kind of tell you about yourself versus who you really are, and figuring that out. And yeah, just detaching from that identity, creating your own. And I know you kind of had a similar sentiment about what you
Yeah,
struggle with the most.
yeah. I mean, just return it back to the real world from the military. You know, what I mean, I think you have like this identity of how you're viewed in the military based
Yeah,
off your rank, but also based off what you look like.
true.
The reality is that's there,
Yeah,
especially if your leadership is not of the same color. So
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you get out, you're obviously dealing with that, um, and just the life, the way the military is set up, the lifestyle that it gives
Oh
you, there's an
man,
overhang. So
yeah,
when you get out, you don't have that anymore. You know what I mean?
right.
So you really have to be more disciplined. I know a lot of times people put the military in with discipline, but you have to be more disciplined away from that because they take care of a lot of things for you
Yeah,
in the military. Because in certain places you get extra money for living there, like whenever you get a dependent or a kid or a
yeah,
wife, you get more money for that.
yeah, man.
And like in real life, you have a kid, you don't get more money. You
Yeah,
move to a certain place, you don't get more money for
and
that.
you ain't
You know
getting
what I
nothing
mean?
else.
You
Yeah,
just got to make it work. So military
yeah,
provides you with different ways to overhang that, and I think a lot of people when they get out don't necessarily uh, understand that until they get out.
yeah. And that's a big part of it too. Just understanding like kind of that safety net that you have as a soldier or an airman is like you don't really have that like as a civilian if
Mm-hmm.
there's no protection
Mm-hmm.
in that respect, like,
Mm-hmm.
or even even enlisted, there's not really protections if you need them, but there's kind of like a
Yeah, I mean,
there's a
you're still gonna have things within the military to help you,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
and ways to get help. You know what I mean?
right,
There's a leadership structure in the military that if it's working well, it does well.
yeah,
But if it's not, then it's not.
it ain't gonna work.
Uh, so yeah.
Do you you don't regret going being an airman?
Nah. Mm-mm.
No.
Nah, I can't say I regret it. It led to a lot of my life decisions now. It gave me my son. I'll go to Germany.
Yeah,
Traveling to see Germany is something I never regret,
right.
which, I think I never would have saw that happening in my life.
Yeah,
So uh, I think I think I would have wished that I would have understood how the military works. Uh, and took advantage of traveling and took advantage of the more the opportunities that it provided.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. That's more of probably my regret. But no, I don't regret joining. I think it taught me a lot about myself.
For
I never
sure.
had planned to stay long term anyway, so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
taught me a lot about myself, and getting out helped me lead to who I am now. So
Yeah, I feel the same, man. I definitely don't regret. I don't regret joining because the people and places, people I met, just good folks, and then just like I said, going places that I never thought I'd be. You know, getting to see Europe and Southwest Asia and like just different parts of the world, man. That I don't know that I would have seen otherwise. Who
yeah,
knows? But man, just to see how um, people are living in other places is necessary, I think.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it just gives you this real world view, help you see things from
A
like a
bigger
big,
perspective.
yeah, big
Absolutely, it
perspective.
opened me up
You know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
Pause.
Yeah.
That
Pause.
no Diddy.
Oh man.
Because I was able to see the world. You know what I mean? That's really what opened me up to seeing how different America is versus Europe, and how things are
Man.
seen to be. It seems you can tell that's a older civilization in Europe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just haven't figured out a
Yep.
little bit better as far as human living. I will say not everything's perfect. There's no perfection,
No.
but I
No.
think like we were talking about outside behind the scenes, like there's certain foods and certain things they put in foods that we put in foods that are banned.
You can't
That's
use that shit
illegal. So
over
it
there.
cleans up their eating.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas here, like we don't care
They
what they
don't give a
put in our
fuck, man.
food.
They put styrofoam in the food. They don't give a damn, man. They glass,
Yeah,
sandpaper.
yeah, it
They
don't matter.
just don't care what, they just mix it
Yeah,
up. And that's what they give us. Yeah, I will say that I think being more established plays a part in that. Like, they figured out a way to, I guess for the most part, regulate food, quality of food, and just the quality of products that people getting over here, man. Folks don't give a damn, dog. They
now
just,
they know, and they
you know
charge
what I'm
for it too.
saying? And they just
They
up the
put
price on
bullshit
it.
in it and they charge it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So that was interesting too, and then just the culture as a whole, like the fashion is different there. The just people in their relation to even drinking, like it's a different culture there. You can
Mm-hmm.
drink at 18. Um, Drinking beer is like a customary
Yeah,
thing.
it's yeah.
It's just so different over there,
Wine too. I
man.
mean, Italy
Wine
wine
too.
is
Yeah.
man.
You been to Italy?
Yeah, I went to Venice.
How was that?
It was great. Venice
Yeah,
is a very. It's like you walking through history in Italy, man. Because
that's crazy.
it's a lot of. And Venice is you got to take a boat to get to Venice. It's a city
Yeah,
on the.
that's what I was about
So
to
like yeah,
ask,
we had the
man.
park, and then they have boats that go in and out. So you got to take a water taxi to get into Venice, and then you get there. And yeah, I mean, I went to an authentic restaurant.
Wow.
It was legit.
What'd you eat?
I got a cheese pizza. No, I think I got salami.
Ooh,
And
that's a
boy,
lot
and
of
the chef and the
pizzas.
waiter got
Good.
into it, and they hit this.
Yeah,
I was like, "There's no way
they smoked it. That's
this
when
is
they
real."
knew. Yeah,
They hit him with,
they
hey,
knew.
they was
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
mad at each other.
yeah.
Man, but it was great,
That's
and I had
cool.
some wine there. It's probably the best wine I ever had in my life.
Wow.
Uh, because I went for Carnival, so
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
they were having that, and yeah, it's like walking through. It's crazy. It's like walking through history. It's like,
That's
man,
crazy.
there were emperors that walked this. You know what I mean? Venice has been
Yeah,
around that long, and
man.
so yes, it was cool.
That is cool, man. That's I didn't get a chance to go to Italy, but yeah, that sounds incredible, man.
Yeah, it was
Just
dope. I'm glad we
authentic
got to do it.
Italian food, like
Man, it was crazy.
mm,
Yeah, it couldn't beat it. That's how I can, obviously my ex was Italian too, so I could
yeah.
tell like food here versus like what's authentic and what's not because
We
it's
we
a
got
big
that. We
difference.
got that. We got that fake shit over here,
It's a
man.
big
That
difference.
almost.
Is it Italian back there chefing that up, or is it somebody
Yeah.
else?
This is frozen. uh, you know. But yeah, man, it's just interesting to see just to see those parts of the world, man.
Yeah,
I think for me, uh, like I was in Germany, but I got to go to France. Went to
yeah,
Paris. French countryside is crazy, like
yeah.
cobblestone roads and
Beautiful.
little pink flowers and shit.
Hmm.
Just it's crazy. We got lost out there,
Yeah.
but that's a different thing. But
He got lost
yeah,
out
we
there.
did, man.
That
We was
boy
trying
got,
to.
hey, Dana next EP Lost in France.
I alreght know.
There you go.
Right here.
Lost in France.
Lost in France. You on to something. You really on to something. Yeah, man, we fucked around, got lost out there trying to follow uh, Dougal Maps. Dougal Maps got us lost out there. I said, man, I will only be using Capel Maps
Yes,
from now
yeah, for
on.
real.
I'll be using Capel Maps only.
Yeah,
No more Dougal Maps.
yeah, for
For
sure.
me, man, that shit was
They are known
hilarious.
for,
Because
Google Maps are known for
you
that
get you
issue.
lost in the sauce, man.
They're known for that issue.
And then it ain't like in the States. You miss an exit, you could just catch the
No,
next one and spin
no,
it back.
no.
Man, out in Europe and
Man,
some of
you
them
miss that exit,
countries,
you got another probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes for
you
you
about
hit
to
the
make a
next.
trek. You might have to
Yeah,
spin it
for
back
you
in the
have to
next
hit the next one.
country, pull back
Yeah,
through.
for real, for real. You cannot miss that exit
Yeah,
because it's not another one for another 10, 15
I'm
minutes.
telling you, it's real crucial. But yeah, it's just a real interesting experience over there, man. So, do you think that's helped shape your content as far as
Yeah, I
what you
think
do
it's
on the
helped me
pod?
be more universal,
Hmm.
uh, for sure. I've always kind of been more of a personality that fits in different crowds.
Yeah,
But being able to go overseas and see different cultures and be married with somebody from there,
yeah,
it helped me be more universal, and that definitely allows my content to kind of have that injection a little bit,
right.
and I think that's why it's able to do what it's doing because I'm able to see different outlooks outside of my own.
Yeah,
It's still based off my experience, but it's not too many people from Chattanooga, Tennessee,
yeah,
that went to another country, married
true.
somebody from there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of experience in that. So it's definitely been more universal, which is great. I'm definitely thankful for that.
yeah.
I would like to live out there eventually for a few years. You know what I mean?
In Germany,
No, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Okay,
That's my goal.
that's cool.
Get a houseboat
Yeah,
on the
be
canal.
chilling.
Chilling, bro. That's. I know you asked before about where I kind of see the podcast. Like if I turn it into like a network, or when I
Yeah,
turn it into a network, and it's like it got that. That's where I'm gonna be like, all right, now it's kind of running. Let me go get that. Let me go get that houseboat, Amsterdam.
chill out for a little bit.
Chill out for a minute.
Yeah, that'll be
Run
smooth,
it from
man.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, headquarters over there.
That shit would be
I'm
dope.
sure there's some kind of kickbacks and tax things
Oh
we
man.
could get into.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I
The
mean?
visas and all that.
Yeah, man. Good
But
money things. But that'll be dope, though, man. Because it's just that's another place I wish that I would have got to
man,
go to.
I'm trying to get back out there, maybe
Me
just for
too.
like a little week trip or something. We'll see.
Me too, man.
Just for Amsterdam, because man. Honestly, for Amsterdam, you can get of a little piece of Europe in general there because it's so diverse, and
That's what I've heard.
uh, it's just more comfortable for Americans because English is a national language in the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
yeah.
So there's not, you're able to move around a little bit freely, but it's diverse. There's people from all over the world living
In
there.
Amsterdam.
Hmm.
Wow.
And the environment is more friendly as far as bikes.
Hmm.
Bikes is more important than cars in Amsterdam. There's like a car lane, bike lane, sidewalk. You can
Oh, they
eat.
serious too.
Oh man, they got a parking. That's like 3-story parking garages for bikes. For bikes, yes, it's real. I got off the train. I remember I got off the train, and first I went to Amsterdam. I got the train. I looked and I seen the parking garages, 3 stories. Parking garage of bikes, packed out, packed out. I was like, bro, this is legit. They
That's
not playing.
crazy.
So yeah, it's crazy, but it's dope to me because I'm like, it's really accessible. You know, you can
Yeah.
kind of get around Amsterdam pretty easily because it's it's so friendly to the bikes.
Wow, that's it. Yeah, I didn't know it was that bike friendly over there, man. But
So give me a houseboat, give me a bike.
Yeah.
Go get me some, some food.
Yeah.
Bike my way over to get some food.
Yeah.
Bike
Take
my
it
way
back
back
to
to
the
the houseboat.
Houseboat by Iggy. It's the next album called Houseboat.
Houseboat, yeah, Houseboat Estate.
I like that. I like that. So the pod, man, you've been about 5 years in now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you hit 5 years already?
I've hit 5 years officially in March.
Wow. Congrats on
Appreciate it, brother.
Congrats on 5 years of Iggy's Loudmouth podcast, man. That's incredible. We kind of touched on it earlier, but do you where the pod is now, is it beyond what you imagined, or, do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think I never really had like set expectations for it. Like as far as like now, I have kind of created them just because I've just been working with it, but or goals, I guess I should say.
Right.
I would say I didn't expect it to connect with so many people. I didn't expect it to put me in places it's been. And, I've met Dame Dash because of the podcast. I met Charlemagne and Sway because of the podcast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I did a panel with LaRussell because of the podcast, and like, you know what I'm saying? So like, just being in those rooms and meeting people that, when I was doing music, I was aspiring to get to that, and now I'm doing a podcast, and it's put me in rooms with those same people, and it's not for the music, it's for the podcast. So it's just crazy, you know what I mean? I just never thought that would be where it is, but I've always felt my purpose was within words, whatever it is, you know what I mean? I've kind of worked different ways with that, but I think in today's world, I have the unique ability to captivate and captivate people with some of the things I say sometimes, or like attention I bring to things sometimes.
For sure.
So I just want to lean on it, I guess. So wherever that goes,
keep taking it there.
Yeah.
You planting the seeds already, man, and I think that first of all, is I know it's got to be dope to see things coming to fruition just from making those connections you made, planting those seeds that you're talking about, man, and just giving people good content.
Yeah.
Even with Mental Health Mondays, right? And everything that you're doing with Mental Health Mondays and creating good content around mental health. That's something that we need, man. And like I said too, there's some of that buzzwordy mental health stuff,
for sure.
but then there's also platforms like Iggy's Loudmouth podcast and Mental Health Mondays where you having real discussions.
I think a lot of times like with mental health, when you say the buzzwords, I never started a Mental Health Monday based off of like trying to therapy people.
Yeah.
I was trying to, I was doing my own self-therapy, and I noticed there was a space that was needed. Black men weren't talking about mental health enough.
Right.
So I took it upon a personal account to kind of talk about things I was learning, some of the things that I was, reading, or books that I was reading, or, you know what I mean? So like, and then it kind of went from there. It was never the perspective of, this is how I'm going to educate you on mental health, or this is how I'm going to therapy you, or try to preach to you. it's more so coming from preaching. A lot of it's self. I'm kind of talking to myself on a lot of the mental health Mondays
Yeah.
because I'm planning on, down the line listening to them. I want my son to listen to some of those. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have a episode for any type of mental health, discussion
That's
that's
it.
needed.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
yeah.
send you something. You know what I mean? That I've talked about, and that's based off of personal. That's not based off of pushing something or trying to be buzz or trendy.
Yeah.
It is trendy to be depressed I'm totally against like making that your identity. I think a lot of people like make that
Live
their
and die in
identity.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not cool. You know what I mean? You should be working on
No,
how to help that
for
balance it
sure.
out.
For sure.
How to live life in a healthy way. So yeah.
That's dope, man. And I agree with you on that, man. When it comes to mental health, you need to uh, give some people something. Give people something that they can take with them.
Mm.
Because anybody can be trendy or buzzworthy, but I think that what you doing with Mental Health Mondays is dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
man.
but we did the protect our peace.
Yeah.
And some of that's probably sourced from that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think uh, that's definitely a big part of mental health is learning how to protect your space, protect your peace.
Man, that's like kind of at the core um, of even starting the Big Diamond show. Was
Mm-hmm.
like big on just protect your energy, protect your space, and the fact that we even had a couple episodes where we just dedicated the space to that. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just pivotal work, man. And for two black men, two veterans, just two content creators,
Mm-hmm.
it can just be a kind of weird space to be in sometimes. You know what I'm
There's a
saying?
lot. Well, I mean, we black men need to know what protecting peace means for them. I
Facts.
think there's so many things that we deal with on a mental capacity that we just still trying to figure out. You know what I mean? And uh, I think being able to talk about it with other black men and being a space for that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that I know that was a question that kind of got brought up to me. I did the mental health fair last Saturday with the Mankind Project at Miller Park, and I did a panel, and one of the questions was like, um, have you found it harder to talk to black men about therapy or like see that it's hard for black men to start therapy? And I just was like, well, there's not enough of us. Just to be
Yeah.
real, there's not. You know what I mean? I think we not willing to talk to no. We just not. We're just not willing to talk to anybody that's not coming from the same background who look
Right.
like us,
Right.
who can feel like we feel like they can identify with our experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
And
that's very key to opening up. Otherwise, why would we give you something that you may judge or you
right.
may you don't understand? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, um,
Exactly, man.
it's important for that.
It is, and I think it just needs to be um, it needs to be highlighted more that it's okay to be like vulnerable in those
Absolutely.
kind of spaces.
Yeah.
I mean, as men in general, we already just kind of keep it close to the vest,
Mm.
but as black men, even
Even more
closer
so.
to the vest,
Yeah.
because for the most part, man, don't nobody
Yeah, but we've
Man, don't
been let
nobody give a
down.
shit
Yeah, we've
about
been
what
let
we
down.
feeling and thinking, but
Yeah.
that's not necessarily true
Yeah.
completely. But just
Mm.
from a societal standpoint, like
Suck
ain't
it
nobody
up. Deal
caring
with it.
like what we
Yeah.
how we think and feel, and so some people just like fuck it, just I'll carry it with me, or But the healthiest thing to do is try to be vulnerable in some space,
Mm-hmm.
and for Mental Health Mondays for protecting your energy and protecting your peace. I mean, some people will say, well, how do I even find the peace? How do I even get to,
I mean,
and
that's
it's
always
just,
gonna be a journey.
it's an ongoing
It's an ongoing journey.
journey. It's not like a on and off switch.
But just knowing yourself, knowing what triggers and self care, that's going to help you get there. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
but yeah, that's always going to be a journey. I think people feel like life is going too much for them to worry about their peace, and that's
Yeah,
not true. I think our
not at
society
all.
kind of makes us feel like we got to be robots and
Yeah,
commit to what the system is, and
they
that's
want
not
you to.
true, man. Find your space in that. So,
Yeah, it's like, man, and especially in America, we got such a crazy just work culture in
oh man,
America
yeah,
to
hell
where
yeah,
the thing is, like, if you overworked, you should take pride in that. It's kind of the idea, like, oh, that means you're
oh
just a
yeah,
hard
yeah, yeah,
worker.
yeah, hard work,
And it's
yeah.
like,
Nah,
be that as it may,
they don't give you
we
nothing
don't give
back
a
for that.
damn, man. We work long hours, long working days. We work 5 days a week. They give you 2.5 days off. It's just, uh, to me, I think there's a lot of idle time. You've been on jobs and shit before. Like, there's a lot of time where,
Yeah,
you kind
yeah,
of just there.
yeah.
And it's in those times, I think, man, how much work do we actually need from people
Mm-hmm.
on a day to day basis to
Mm-hmm.
get things done.
Mm-hmm.
But America is just so big on, like, let's just work and work and
Work,
work.
work,
And
work,
I'm
work,
big
work.
on putting the work in and working on something. But
Yeah, but
man,
you gotta
shit,
balance it too.
you gotta
You
balance
can't
that,
you
man.
can't over drain yourself,
Yeah,
especially for something that's you're not even passionate about. You're doing it for something else.
you just
You're doing it
trying
for
to keep the
somebody
lights
else.
on, man. Doing it, yeah. Because the CEO or whoever they
Yeah,
owners
they don't
is,
give a
they're
damn.
good. They don't
Yeah,
give a
they
damn
good.
what kind of experience you having.
Yeah.
I think, man, that can really wear and just really grind down people's mentals and how they feel and think about
Mm-hmm.
things and themselves. And it's just so important to have spaces to talk about that, to talk about those thoughts where you like, damn, man, I'm doing all this, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different when you look like us and you
Mm-hmm.
just out there working
Yeah.
in America's workforce, man. Um, but the pod is going well, man. 5 years in,
Yes, sir.
that's beautiful. You working with Pod Nuga now.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, man. That's big. That's
Man, it's been cool. I think just being able to have a network of people
hmm
doing the same thing, but also having a centerfold of like, hey, this is a network of podcasts for advertisement opportunities
yeah,
locally
yeah.
is great. And I was kind of looking for that, and it kind
hmm
of fell into my lap naturally.
hmm
And so it's been good. I think that's how I've been creating relationships. I got one of the podcasts I'm doing tomorrow is in Panuga as well,
Okay.
and they reached out to me about doing a judging on album covers.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just making those relationships, man, has been dope. And
Mm.
uh, I'm planning on it. I hope it's still kind of new. I started at end of last year, beginning of this year,
Yeah.
and so it's still new.
hmm
It's not a full year in yet.
Right.
Uh, but right now it's been great, great relationship with the people involved, and I think, let's see, I think I might be the only type of podcast, like a culturally podcast
Oh yeah.
involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm kind of coming in with more of a background too. So yeah, it's been cool, man.
That's
I'm
dope.
happy to be involved with them.
Yeah.
They're good people.
That's what's up, man. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. So you got Iggy's Loudmouth podcast over at Pod Nuga. You also got Let's Talk Culture with 423 Breezo. Uh, man, what's your plans for that? Like, where do you want to take that
Man, I
now?
would love to take that to where eventually, he kind of takes over the lead of that show.
hmm
Definitely his strength and
Yeah,
our strength together.
absolutely.
Uh, and I think there's a lot of type talks about that, but I think it's unique between me and him because he's younger, but he got an older soul,
He got an
so
old man soul for
he's
sure.
able to talk about things and in a higher cultural way.
Yeah,
But he also can relate to the youth because he's of age of the youth. So
absolutely.
or younger. I won't say he's like the youth, but he's younger. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah.
that's what makes it an interdynamic for us. And it's been great, man. We've been pretty consistent with that show every Sunday.
Hmm.
Um, and man, it's been a good run so far. It's the past couple of weeks have been great. Obviously, with the
Yeah,
Kendrick and Drake,
for
gave us a
sure.
lot of content to talk about. So,
For sure, man. And it's dope, man. I like what y'all are doing with the show. So
mhm.
I'm excited to see where it'll go and where it'll grow because that's the only thing you can do. You know
That's
what
the
I'm
plan,
saying?
bro.
And
I'm
I
trying to
like
grow.
that that again, you just uh, are creating spaces for conversations to be had
Hmm.
about things that I think need to be talked about.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
like it's just cool to do that. You doing it with 423 Breezo, like, and he is a passionate person about the culture in general, but even locally, like
Even locally,
his
for sure.
passion
Definitely
for
locally.
just yeah, like just finding
I think he's
people.
earned it, man.
He has, man, and just
He's earned the space to have a voice
he does,
in the
and I
culture.
think like for somebody to just be that ingratiated and that passionate about the culture in general, but also locally, like to where he's posting new music from
Hmm.
all kinds of artists in the city, like just this is out, video clips, reels, just content, and just and sharing that with people. And bro had a notepad when I first met him with like notes and
He still
names
got the
and
damn
shit. Like,
notepad. He
yeah,
used that on the show. He pulled out the
hey,
notepad. I'm like, bro,
that is, but that
the
kind of
commitment
passion
is
and
crazy.
commitment,
He
it
writing
just
out the songs.
I'm telling you, it was. He was like, "Yeah, man, you go to this page, and I
Yeah,
got this."
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Wow,
yeah. That's why I say
that's incredible."
he deserves to have a voice because
Yeah,
he can speak to definitely local culture, definitely locally what's going on, just
yeah,
because he's so tapped in. So
absolutely, man. I think it's dope what y'all are doing, and like I said, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do next with that
yeah, I would like
as
for us to
well.
turn that more. We might start maybe a few more months, but try to turn that into a sit down, maybe live
I'm
shows with
say,
that.
man,
Man,
it's
London
about that time.
every one Sunday a month, a live Let's
Mm-hmm.
Talk Culture
Mm-hmm.
interaction type of thing. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope. So I know you podcasting now, but are you rapping still?
Everybody rapping.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm rapping still. That never goes away. I
Okay.
just started writing again, brother. So I'm back in the warm ups.
Okay. Okay.
I'm back in the warm ups. I'm getting in the gym, getting shots up right
All
now.
right. All right. So you don't have a tape or a EP or
No,
album
not of
on
mine.
the
Nah,
way.
I'm starting to get a feel of direction that I want
Mm-hmm.
to go musically.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have anything set yet. No, not no
Yeah.
project. I do want to get something out this year though, so that's a goal.
I'm excited for that, man. Big Iggy too.
I'm gonna get Big Iggy and I'm gonna come back to Big Iggy. This is gonna be a little different.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a little different. It might be. It's been a while, so I think I got a
Might be
lot.
time
I got a
to.
lot to say. So
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
You know, you just let me know when you ready to.
make another classic
Yeah. Come on, man.
for sure, man.
Let me
Yeah, but
know. We'll like make it.
I'm excited to be writing again. I'm excited to kind of get back into the artist mode. I've been
Yeah.
podcast with Iggy for so long.
Right.
It'd be good to start rebranding as a musician a little bit, especially
Yeah.
since I'm older and I'm single now, so
Mm-hmm.
I can
You got a new
got
perspective
a new
on
perspective,
things.
new experiences to speak on.
Do you want to try to incorporate your music into your podcast
I've
more,
always wanted to
or
keep them separate,
okay?
and I think it's been of benefit for me to do that,
Mm-hmm.
just because you know I don't think I don't want them to be connected. I
Yeah.
think where I am as a podcaster is different where I am as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to keep it that way. You know what I mean? There's some things that may intertwine as far as what I'm talking about, just because I'm giving some personal experience on my podcast and I'll be
Right.
giving some personal experience on my songs.
Yeah.
But as far as like just the like trying to get playing, trying to promote my music on a podcast or anything like that. I mean, maybe I might do like an intro song or something like that, kind of like what Cameron did.
Yeah, yeah.
But outside of that, I would rather just kind of
Keep it separate,
keep it
huh?
separate. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from on that. Have
Do y'all? I feel like y'all kind of y'all keep y'all have them both. It's like y'all saying you like Zan
yeah,
Dretti,
sometimes
the artist, but
it's
you got a podcast.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I try to. It's not necessarily one and the same, but I do think Xandretti, the podcaster, and the artist is it's two different. It's just
Yeah.
two different bags to get in. It's the same.
Yeah, for
You know, for
sure.
you, I know, like when you podcasting, it's a different thing that you got to do.
It's still a
You
part
know
of
what I
me.
mean?
You
For
know what I
sure,
mean? Just
for
like
sure.
the music is, but it's a different part of me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like um,
and talking is different. Like
yeah,
articulating your
articulating,
ideas
putting
through
through
conversation
conversation
is
versus
different.
music is different.
It's
Yeah.
definitely different, and so it can be an interesting thing, man. For sure, for sure. But what's next for Iggy?
Man, so yeah, like let's see. Right now, I'm working on doing a couple of local, not shows, but I'm gonna be pulling up on doing a pop up podcast on a couple of events
Yeah.
here in chat.
Okay.
Continuing the YouTube, continuing the shows. Working on rebranding, trying to get merch redone a little bit,
Hmm.
and finish out. See how the year takes me. See how 2024 takes me.
Sure.
I have I have a very strong intuition that the podcast is ahead. Big things are ahead, and so
Yeah.
I'm just trying to mentally prepare for that, get the show prepared for that, and
Absolutely.
uh, go from there. Need more cultural podcasts. I think there's not enough that that are like this. Definitely,
Uh,
there's a couple that are
for
popping
sure.
up, but for you guys, I think y'all unique because y'all are able to have a variety of co-hosts and a variety of opinions. You know what I mean?
Variety, combinations, and
Mhm.
just
So keep at it, brother.
we'll do it, brother. I appreciate that. Iggy, appreciate your time today, brother.
Yes, sir,
Thank you
man.
for stopping by. It's the Big Diamond Show. Iggy from Iggy's Loudmouth Podcast.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you having
Appreciate
me
you,
on the
man.
show.
We out.